It is the midway point of 2024, and it is time that you sit down and you assess, how did the past 6 months go? What do I expect to happen over the next 6 months? And more importantly, what changes am I going to make in order to make sure I achieve my goals for the year? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus, you are tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my main man,
JC.
John Coleman.
Dio was popping.
Yo, is this our first time getting back together post the back-to-back-to-back-to-back?
I think so.
Jesus, John, I missed you, dude.
Nah, man, I didn't. It was fine having guests because I can just hit record on the tapes and just let it go.
You didn't miss you, but did you miss me?
Shout out Mike McCluskey.
Mike McCluskey?
Yep.
Okay, what did Mike McCluskey do?
Nothing. He's just the mayor of Kingstown.
Okay,
I started watching it because you kept mentioning it, so I just took the deep dive.
God, you know what's so interesting, John? You just said Mike McCluskey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, shit.
Who
is that one of our clients?
No.
Shit. Is that somebody that works with us?
No.
Shit. Is that somebody that has recently helped us take TLOP to the next level? I knew the name.
Yeah.
I knew the name. Yes. Mayor of Kingstown's a phenomenal show.
Yeah, that show is just a documentary of him saying fuck and just driving in his car. That's all he does is drive in his car. That's all it is. It's a driving simulator.
Yeah, no, it's been a minute since you and I got together because we went out to Mastermind Summit. Thank you again, Matt.
Yeah, thank Matt Emery and the whole staff. Thank you.
The whole crew. Phenomenal event. Can't wait for next year. Yep. I am happy. No offense to Resorts World, because that was a decent location, but next year's at the Bellagio.
I know.
I'm excited to be at the Bellagio because that way we don't have to walk our happy ass
13 miles.
110-degree weather just so the girls could see the fountains.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, it was a great event. But at that event, I mean, we literally Shant, Shayla, Phil, back to back to back.
Yeah.
You and I already had one canned episode that we had recorded prior to. So we were able to drop that one. But then Greg Scher, who is one of the most influential people in the mortgage industry, a phenomenal leader. Right? He's a leader. He is a thought leader. He is an actual leader. I mean, he works for one of the top 20 mortgage companies in America. The dude knows his stuff. And it was actually through content creation. He and I formed a friendship. And then we did the Green Book together. Then we got to hang out at Housing Wire together. And when I found out he was going to be in Orlando, I'm like, dude, we have to get together. Right. And then we just had one of the most successful real estate investors, Alex Q, as a guest. We normally don't do guests. This is like our shtick, but nah, you and I crushed it. But I'm happy to be back with you.
Thank you.
And we're going to kind of go boring today.
Thank God.
You like boring, don't you?
Ease into the waters, talk about people and their self-help. I just finished a book today.
Well, what'd you finish?
I don't know, some shit about like becoming your best self or something.
Yeah, what'd you learn?
That a lot of these books are just so much fluff and they tell me shit I already know.
Yes. Yeah, but you need to have it reinforced. It's reinforcement, John.
Just give me the cliff notes, man. These books do not need to be no 300 pages long with some bullshit.
But you know what's crazy about that? Because I agree, and look, there's a lot of people in your camp when it comes to these types of self-help books. But, dude, Alex Q, right? And you haven't had a chance, I think, to even produce that. But, I mean, this guy crushes it. He cashes 7-figure checks from real estate investing.
I would be floating upside down in the St. Johns River.
Like, that's a check. That's a check, right?
Yeah.
So that's the type of checks that he floats. And, you know, he has a real estate portfolio worth $50+ million. And the dude's, I think, 40 years old. Like, on the nose, 40 years old. But what I loved is he legitimately says daily affirmations. Speak to it into the universe the way that you've been telling us to do for the past 4 or 5 years. Alex is like, I've been manifesting my destiny and my success since I was 20 years old. He goes, and that shit works. So you're reading these books, and yes, it may be fluff and maybe stuff you already know, but maybe you need the reinforcement.
That's what it is, yeah.
And that's what today's going to be.
Yeah.
It's reinforcement. We're going to reinforce the audience to operate with a little intentionality.
Yeah.
And to remind them that nothing changes.
If nothing changes.
If nothing changes. That if we don't like where we are, that's okay. What's not okay is not making some small, digestible, bite-size, measurable change so that we can start seeing a different result. And what's even crazier is sometimes the different result isn't a better result. It's just different. Then that adds a whole new element to this ever-evolving journey that we call life.
Word.
Yep. You ready to go?
Yeah, everybody take notice of the progress that you haven't made this far, and it's time to kick your ass in gear. That's probably where most people are, Dustin.
Yep. So here's what I want everyone to do. I want everyone to go back to their business plan that you put together probably in December.
Oh,
or it could have been your New Year's resolution that you made in January.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? And it doesn't matter where you are. It matters more of where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need you to sit down and do an exercise. This is what I intended to do. This is where I am. And then I'm going to want you to do a SWOT analysis as to why you are or are not where you are. Meaning, oh my gosh, I made it this far. There should be a reason for that. Make sure you understand that reason, because there's things that are working and you want to do more of that. You want to support that, put more money and more resources towards the things that are working. Or you may be nowhere close to your goals. You may be nowhere close to hitting that New Year's resolution. Cool. We have to figure out why, what got in the way. Right? That's so much of what we do with accountability. It's not yelling at someone and berating somebody. It's just asking them, hey, what got in the way? What prevented you from getting here? And walking them through that thought process. A simple SWOT analysis works every time. SWOT, S-W-O-T, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. Okay, so what was the strength that you played into over the past 6 months to help you get to where you're going? What was the weakness? What got in your way? What was preventing you? Was it mental? Was it physical? Was it outside? Was it just not having the right habits? There was some weakness that prevented you from either ever getting to that milestone achievement, or it prevented you from going further than you could have gone. Mm-hmm. We want to look at where are the opportunities. There's opportunities all around. And this is the one thing that life has taught me, John. Even when things suck, even when things are not going my way, when things are not going intended, and I'm dealing with that stuff right now. Work, personal, all of the above. There's an opportunity there. Mm-hmm. There's an opportunity for me to reflect and figure out what part did I play in that? What could I have learned? I'm not saying I would have done anything different, but maybe I learned something from it. Mm-hmm. There's an opportunity that maybe I wasn't going to explore option C, but now with what's going on, option C looks like a good option.
Yeah.
So I think there's always opportunities, and then there's always threats. And it's like, well, what are those threats? Well, the threats would be right now, if I was a mortgage company, if the Federal Reserve doesn't lower rates because unemployment does not continue to go up, because the labor market continues to stay strong, a threat that I can't control is interest rates staying elevated. Mm-hmm. But my strength's still my strength. My weakness is still something I need to focus on, and there's still an opportunity for me to find within that. And that opportunity for me is going to be strengthen my skill set, strengthen my systems and my processes. And the opportunity also is in outlasting those that aren't going to be able to make it. I run a real estate investment company. Right now, that real estate investment company, because we're in Central Florida, because we took on a bunch of property flips a year ago. Those property flips, by the way, they don't always go as planned, right? You underwrite them to go as planned, but they don't. So this is going to give us that opportunity to pare down and scale down and get lean and mean. We were running pretty robust over the past 12 months. We weren't lean and mean, but the market is going to give us that opportunity. Some people could be like, oh my God, the market. I'm like, no, hey guys, how fortunate are we that we get an opportunity to figure out how to run lean and mean? So that's what I want y'all to do. Where were you, or where were you back in January, December? Where are you today? How close is today in relation to what you thought you're going to accomplish? I mean, look, this could be somebody's personal relationship with their spouse. This could be somebody's weight. This could be somebody's ability to get their cholesterol under control, or it could be business related, right? Sales, leads, new locations, new recruits, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But this time of year, and the encouragement of today's podcast episode is it's July. It's time for your mid-year review. So that's you on that level. Now, do you know who else you should be doing mid-year reviews with?
People that you work with and your loved ones, to make sure if you need to make some cuts there as well.
John, if you want to make cuts with your loved ones, have at it.
I mean, that's just easy for me.
I mean, it's like that one aunt that you're ready to like.
Shit. Who? I don't have none.
You have your mom,
my mom
and your wife.
That's it. Small family. Easy for me. I swear. What the fuck? It's bloated families in your.
Yeah, but no. I don't think that we all And I'm actually doing this right now. And I didn't do it last year. I didn't do it 2 years ago. And I think I'm paying for it because I didn't do it. But it's more important that I do it now than ever. I think it is a great time to check in with everybody. Like if I'm a lender, I'm checking in with my referral partners. My referral partners, realtors, builders, financial advisors. I'm checking in. How are they doing? I'm doing this same SWOT analysis with them because I care about their business, because I'm always looking for opportunities to support them.
Right.
So I need to sit down and meet with them, coffee, lunch, Zoom, what have you, if I'm a true partner. If I'm not a true partner, I'm just that guy or girl that has my hand out wanting leads. And there's certain relationships that's the
it is what it is. Yeah,
it is what it is. Thank you. I was like, yeah. But it was like, I was trying to search for the right word where I was like the road ends there. Like it's just very surface level. But if you're a true partner, you should be getting with people, asking them questions. Hey, how'd the first half of the year go? Are you on track to achieve your sales goals? Oh, you're not? What do you think's getting in the way? Where do you think there's opportunities for me to bring value? I have ideas on how I think I can bring value, but I want to hear their ideas first, right? Where are your threats? Where's somewhere where I wouldn't call it a weakness with them? I'd probably call it like a deficiency. Where do you think you're deficient, John? Like this is how that role play would go. I would first call out and I'd be like, hey, what's up, John? This is D.O. And you're like,
hey, how's it going, Dustin?
Exactly. Hey, man, the purpose of my call is that I would love to do a mid-year check-in with you. Would you prefer we do it over Zoom, coffee, or you want to grab lunch?
Let's grab lunch on you.
Right? And you better be worth it. If not, I didn't give you lunch as an option.
Right.
I probably gave you coffee or Zoom.
Yeah.
I didn't give you an option not to meet. But when I sit down, I want to check in. How are you doing? I'm doing my own little SWOT analysis for you. But I'm also asking for some feedback. Hey, how am I doing with you and your team? Am I doing everything? How's my team doing? Is there anything we can do better? I'm showing them that I care. This is one of the most important things if you have a true partner that you would do. You can do it with your kids. You could do it with your assistant. You could do it with your boss. Like how many of you have bosses out there? Have you done your mid-year review with the boss? Have you checked in? Hey, how's the company doing? How's the branch doing? By the way, boss, how are you doing? Because all of that impacts your career in some form or fashion. More importantly, boss, how do you think I'm doing? Where are some things that you feel like I could improve upon, or maybe some opportunities that I'm not currently taking advantage of? And this time of year is the best time to do so. And so few of us do it because A, we don't talk about it, and B, it probably isn't taught in school.
Right.
But it's something I've learned as a very valuable lesson to be doing these check-ins. And July is, for me, a great time to do so. Plus, here's the deal. You know what's not a good time to do in July? Anything besides close a bunch of volume in vacation. Like in the month of July, what I find is people want to be left alone unless they have work to do. Then they want to do their work and then be left alone. Right? So me like pitching new sales ideas and me like, but a review is like, okay, I can do a review. Like that's not a sales call per se. That's somebody I'm in a partnership with. Just want to check in on me. Right. And it's a great opportunity for us to use that when nobody wants to meet with you who's new, or nobody wants to get pitched, or nobody's going to make any big decisions until we get the kids back in school. Awesome. Let's not make any big decisions. That's why we business plan towards the end of the year. Things slow down towards the end of the year. It's a great time to assess the year that was. It's a great time to prepare for the year that's going to come. The middle of the year, very similar dynamic in terms of like, even on politics, nothing really happens in the summer months. Even in Wall Street, nothing really happens in the summer months. It's for that reason I love to do these mid-year check-ins. So we're first going to do it with ourselves, and we're going to go back and look at our business plan as well as our New Year's resolutions. And then we're going to do it with our partners. And our partners could be, again, a multifaceted of friends, family. I don't know if you do it with your friends. That's kind of weird.
Everyone is on the chopping block. Anyone can get cut.
Do your friends know that?
Yeah, I've done such a great job now that I have no friends left.
They all got cut.
They all got cut. But now, I mean, if you look at my call log, it's home, 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 my wife, home, 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 missed call from my wife.
The best part is you call home your mom.
Yeah.
It's not even like your house where you live.
No, home. I just call home.
Yeah. It's not even your home. Yeah. I love that. It's I once consulted with this mortgage company. I used to joke with them. I'm like, hey, you guys are really good with offboarding loan officers. I said, but you need me to help you onboard loan officers. Yeah. You're really good at offboarding friends.
Yeah, for
really
years.
Good.
A+.
I haven't figured out how to onboard new ones.
Better Business Bureau, A+ accredited. I will kick you the fuck out quick. But yeah, onboarding's a problem for me.
Onboard's a problem. All right, so we've touched on the first two facets, right? Yourself, and then the people who matter the most with you, people you're in partnership with.
Right.
That could be internally, that could be externally, because referral partners, they carry that P word, that partner word, and you should do it. Plus, it goes a long way. Trust me when I say it.
Right.
Don't knock it until you try it. All right. Then the last thing you should do is actual business plan. Do a business plan. Take what you learned through the first half of the year and make a brand new business plan for the last half. Just the next 6 months. So everything gets chopped in half, everything gets pared down, and it gets intensified and put on under a magnifying glass. I almost said a microphone.
Microscope,
microphone, megaphone.
I have a good question for you.
Yeah.
Procrastination is the biggest problem, I think, with most of people in society. They can mask it other different ways. Why do you think, or what is the biggest issue with loan officers when it comes to procrastination?
Scared, lost, don't know where to start. So, they think that nowhere is a good answer. I mean, I am a big believer, proponent. You do in life. Do in life. You don't know how to run a race? Cool. Go run a race. You'll be that much better your second time.
Right.
You don't know how to fix an engine? Cool. Open up your engine and try to fix it. After you F some stuff up, right? You're that much better at understanding how car engines work. Like, they just don't do, and everybody wants to have all the answers. And you find out the most successful people don't have all the answers. The most successful people, I interviewed that guy, Alex Q, the real estate investor. And I asked him, like, when did you know that you made it? And I knew where he was going to go with this, because every successful person has this answer. I haven't made it yet. Like, that's their answer. I haven't made it. I haven't made it. There's still someone better than me. There's still someone who knows more than me. There's still so much I can learn. There's still so much I can experience.
Right.
The difference between Alex and so many others is that dude just does. When you listen to his story, he went to the workshop that cost him $500. He bought every book and read it. And then he eventually just started doing it until he could figure it out. And then he quit his job so he could do it some more. And then when he wasn't able to do it on his own, he went and joined another group, worked with them for 2 years before he went back on his own.
Right.
What you notice there is never did he have the answers, never did he know what he was doing, but he was willing to bet on himself, put himself in the right room, surround himself with the right resources, and trust that he's a hard enough worker and a competent enough human being that he was going to figure it out. The procrastination aspect all comes from two things. Either you're afraid to do, and you should go talk to someone about that. And then the other thing is you just don't want it bad enough. Honestly, you don't want it bad enough. If somebody wanted something bad enough, they would. I'm 10 pounds overweight right now. What's crazy in perspective, I probably am in such good shape that there's people who are disgusted that I said that I'm 10 pounds overweight. There's people that are like, I would love to be as in shape as you. Cool, and I love that. But in perspective, I'm 10 pounds overweight, right? I'm not going to lose this 10 pounds until something changes. And I know what has to change. I'm smart enough to know what I have to do. Quit drinking sangria on Monday night when hanging out with Rocky and 70 people last night from MLO Study Buddy.
It makes it easier, though, and much more enjoyable.
It was more enjoyable. I had a rough day at work. I wanted to pour that glass of sangria. It tastes like Kool-Aid, and it gives me a buzz.
I think people are too hard on themselves. If you want to gain 15 more pounds, who cares, just as long as you can get it back off.
Oh, whatever. Tonight I'm going to go home and eat red velvet cake. But if I want to lose 10 pounds, something has to change.
Yeah.
And so the procrastination is I obviously don't want it bad enough.
Right.
And people need to find their want it bad enough, and then they just need to do and trust in themselves that they'll do. And sometimes that comes from confidence. They just don't have the confidence. And I don't know how to instill confidence. It is the one thing that was gifted to me naturally, I'm thinking, or maybe through my parents, and they didn't do it with like intentionality.
Right.
But I have confidence. That confidence gives me the ability to go and just do things, trusting that I'll figure it out, and trusting that even if worst case happens, I'm going to be okay with worst case.
Are you going to put together a mid-year business plan? Are you like preaching what you practice or some shit?
Me or we, John?
You.
No.
Come on,
you
man.
and I are business partners. We own a company together.
No. Just like school projects, there's someone that does most of the work while I sit in the back and just make jokes. Ha ha, still here.
Yes.
You'll get the benefit of like the good grade. Well, I get a D, but hey.
Yes, when I get back from my trip out to Montana and Wyoming, we will be doing a 2-hour.
That's right. Actually, we do business plan. Holy shit, you're right.
Yes. Damn. Yes, and no, we'll be doing it as TLOP.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now with my business partner of the mortgage company. Like, he and I have so many changes going on that we are revamping everything. Like, we're thinking 2.0.
2.0.
Yep. Yes, we as TLOP, if you want to, that's where you're going, we are going to have a TLOP exclusive. What that means is it's for everybody. If you tune into the show, if you get our newsletter, if you subscribe to YouTube, if you are following us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, even if you're not paying, this is the one time a month we're going to give you something for free.
Oh, shit.
We're going to give you a taste in hopes that that taste makes you want more. And when you want more, you're going to join our community. In the July TLOP exclusive, it's going to be me. Ooh. We sometimes bring in special guests, and a lot of times we do bring in special guests. Dr. Christie we've brought on. Ross Woods we've brought on. Right? We've had some awesome guests come on and do their thing. It's going to be me. And we are going to be doing a mid-year review. That's going to include me reintroducing the blueprint. That is your daily, weekly, yearly, actually daily, weekly, monthly success tracker. It's going to be me doing some basic business planning with you. And it's also going to be me covering the 6 proven strategies to expand your network. Because most of you don't succeed because you don't have a big enough network and you don't work that network with enough intentionality. So we need to revisit that. And that is what the third prong of today's show was you need to go and do that business plan, and we're going to offer it. You know something else people should do?
What's that?
Look, if you're into really awesome mortgage events, like live in-person speakers, meet JC, watch us podcast, and support a trade organization, the Florida Association of Mortgage Professionals, this event's like a month away. FAMP is having their annual event. It's one of my favorite events. Last year, Dave Savage with Mortgage Coach and I sat at the bar and drank whiskey till midnight. That's where we ran into Tony Thompson from NAMBA. We listened to some phenomenal speakers. One year, Barry Habib was there. Like, it's a good event, right? We're going to be there. TLOP's going to be there. I'm going to be presenting. We're going to be podcasting. It is July 30th, August 1st, but go to TLOP online. If you are in or around Florida, like I wouldn't expect you to fly in from Massachusetts.
I would.
Or from like, I don't know. No, I was going to go like Oklahoma. But nonetheless, if you are in that Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, South Carolina, and you want to come support a really awesome trade organization and you want to be one with your profession, check out what's going on at FAMP. Come join us. It's a 2.5, 3-day event. It's a lot of fun. It's a party with some learning and a whole lot of networking. John and I are going to be there. If you want a business plan because you recognize that July is a great time to do a mid-year review, then if you're a mortgage sales professional, we will invite you to come join us. If you're not a mortgage sales professional, thanks for tuning in, but I don't know if that particular business planning session will be right up your alley unless your industry correlates really well to what mortgage sales professionals do for a living. On that note, he is John Coleman. I am Dustin O, and you have just tuned in to Loan Officer Podcast. Listen, y'all, if you love what we're doing, don't keep us a secret. Make sure you tell not 1, not 2, but 3 people
100,000
about the newsletter, about the YouTube channel, how to listen to us on Spotify, Apple, and even Stitcher. And most importantly, keep tuning back so you can catch us on the next episode. Peace.